In today's video, we're going to be looking at all of the winning trades from the daily market breakdown videos that I post every day for the Diamond members. Now, all of these trades were called out ahead of time before the trade took place, and I obviously don't have all of the clips for the losing trades, but the average win rate for these types of setups is around 35%.
4-hour uptrend, and along with that, we also have a little 4-hour area of demand at 103.60 on the US dollar, where we could rally up from this 4-hour area of demand. And if we don't, let's say the only thing I'm seeing for trading this week is there's this 1-hour supply zone right here at 0.69. You could look for a 5-minute confirmation trade. If you want to refine your entry, there is this 4-hour demand zone right here at 0.91485. You could look for a 15-minute day trade coming off of that 4-hour area demand. We had kind of this overall range right here, and we actually broke above with all these wicks, and as you can see, basically a liquidity stop out in my opinion. And what it left us with is actually this 4-hour demand zone at 1.34. Now, this is definitely a decent looking 4-hour demand zone. I definitely think we could see a reaction to the upside like that. Trend continuing. DXY 1-hour demand basically hit right now. So if you're bullish the dollar, you can wait for this 1-hour demand to be hit and look for longs on like a 5-minute chart. There's this 1-hour zone here. You could certainly look for maybe a little 5-minute day trade, maybe 1-to-1, 2-to-1 confirmation trade coming up. Looking for potential day trades. There's really not much. There's like a little supply zone right here. We could maybe get in short, but we could pretty much call it tested. But I mean, if price does pull deeper into the zone, we could look for a sell off this supply and possibly pull back to like 1840 on gold. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on that. There is this demand zone right here. We could certainly maybe look to get in long at that 15-minute demand. That is confirmation, but hey, I mean, looking for maybe for a little confirmation long off that demand, a little 1-to-1, 2-to-1. I think it could work. This is your 1-hour confirmation at 164.635 coming off the daily demand. Probably are going to be played out, but for the London session, we could maybe look for shorts on a 5-minute chart coming off that 1-hour supply. So these would be two 1-hour demand zones on my radar to potentially look for long trades in these zones. As far as trading it goes now, 4-hour uptrend, 1-hour uptrend. So we could be looking for longs in these demand zones, but confirmation is going to be needed because if you come to a 4-hour chart as well, you can clearly see right now we are reacting off of this 4-hour demand zone right here. You can see the green candle coming out of it. So I would definitely expect to see a decent push out of the zone like that, and then maybe probably roll over something like that down to daily demand, because I personally think we will be going down. We do have a supply zone up here and a supply zone here. Could be areas where we get a move off of for a potential scalp. We do have a lot of demand below. We have this 1-hour demand that's located inside of this 4-hour demand, so we definitely could see moves coming off of these demand zones for sure. We definitely could see price rally down from this area for sure. Also, it is also 4-hour supply as well. So definitely could be an area where you could be looking for day trading shorts. There is some fresh 1-hour demand down here. We definitely could see moves off of any one of these demand zones. If I had to put my money on it, it would probably be the lower one right here, like that. So I'm really not interested in this one here. And then if this one ends up breaking, then we also have this one down here that's decent. A couple little 1-hour supply zones, 0.86 here. Could see moves off of any one of these supply zones. So we could look for longs coming off of these demand zones here, as we still have like daily momentum and a weekly uptrend. We have supply up here reacting off of it, demand that was just created. So we could kind of just like ping pong in here for a bit possibly, and then rally out. So but the most aggressive entry would be this 1-hour demand and the demand zone that breaks the supply if that does take place with us. We could see this thing move short. So if you really wanted to short, that's your 1-hour supply here. Could see a move off that supply, but we definitely could see this thing roll over back to 0.89. So it would be this 1-hour supply zone I would be looking to potentially short. But we have 4-hour demand here, 1-hour demand. Could look for confirmation longs coming off of any one of those demand zones. Until then, yeah, you could look for longs in that demand zone, but on day trading timeframes would actually be the best idea. But but if we do get pullbacks down to this 1-hour demand here, it could be an area where we potentially look for longs. As we are into this 4-hour demand that we've been waiting for a while now. As far as confirmation goes, we want to just see this supply zone removed here for confirmation. So I'll leave that 15-minute supply zone to be removed there. If we can remove that, that would be the 15-minute confirmation I'd be looking for coming off of that 4-hour demand on oil. obvious signs that we're going to pull back down to that daily demand. So look for these zones to hold on the DXY. If you're looking to trade the USD CAD, you could look for shorts in this 1 hour supply if you think it's going to go down. So we could be looking for shorts right now. I think it's a little aggressive, but if we do pull up to this 1 hour supply at 0.6342, we could see a move off of that supply zone. 1 hour chart, you could kind of just be playing these two zones here. If you're a day trader, yeah, you could be looking for potential day trading longs off this demand and shorts off of that supply. Then we do have two 1 hour supply zones here that I think we could see potential short trades coming off of those 1 hour supply zones. We do have 1 hour supply 156.65. Could see a move off of that supply zone. Overall move, but I think we're going to get stuck around 1 hour demand at 99.67. So definitely keep an eye out for that 1 hour demand on the DXY. Level on top of level here, where we could see moves off of any one of those zones like that, or lower on that one as well, a little bit lower. So those are really oil. Still kind of just want to wait for the pullback to demand on the 1 hour chart or the 4 hour chart. See a potential short off that zone or off this 4 hour supply zone like that to get a pullback down to the 44.18 area on the S&P to the downside. So I will draw a few zones, but it's just very low odds because the trades already worked out here. This zone is a reaction off of the zone I just pointed out, and this zone's just much lower. It's not even inside the higher time frame, so it's just lower odds. The trades already worked out, but pull back down to 1870, which I think is possible. We could be looking for shorts off of these supply zones on the 4 hour and the 1 hour chart on gold. We are still pulling up to this 1 hour supply. I still think it's a decent area to look for potential shorts. Trading in sideways zone markets is definitely low odds. But anyways, we do have this 1 hour zone here you could look for. At the end of the day, with the 1 hour supply in control here on the Aussie, we could still see a move off that zone. If we are into demand, we could see moves off these zones like that or like that. I think this one's much better. And where I think we could be headed to is this 184.6 area. This is really the area that I have my eye on right down here at 184.6. That's where I'd feel comfortable instead of on the pound where we have the 1 hour supply above at 1.27. So same concept where we could see the move off a supply right there on the 1 hour chart. We are into this 1 hour demand. We definitely could see a move off this demand zone to the upside like that, but we are already currently reacting off of this confirmation zone right here. On the 5 minute chart, we could see a move to the downside, but so if we do pull up to 1 hour supply here at 1.264, could be an area where we see a potential move to the downside on the pound. The confirmation is up here. The confirmation day trade entry right there. We could tighten it up like that, so we could get a move like that on to the downside at 0.88. That's where I'd be looking for on the USD Swiss here, coming off now. So we definitely could see the reaction, especially since the trend line's all the way over here. We definitely could see a move off of gold here. So on the 1 hour confirmation zone right here. So if we draw the zone like that, this is the potential move, the potential confirmation here on natural gas on the 1 hour chart. I think for day trading shorts, this supply is okay up here at 94.61. So we could see a move off that supply zone. If could be trading short at 158.423 or 158.457 at this 1 hour supply. And we have a couple more at the extreme right here. We have one right here. So that's would be your extreme confirmation all the way down here to about 1.95. So that's what I'd be looking for here. Yeah, we could look for longs in these zones, but we want to be using them with a grain of salt. So extra confirmation could be needed, but we could definitely see moves off of any one of these demand zones right there. If you want to look for longs, you have 1 hour demand here with a 1 hour uptrend. So if you want to use the 1 hour as your higher time frame, we could be looking for longs in there at 2.6. I'm going to go ahead and draw this supply level here, this selling area. If you can get this removed, that would be your first confirmation. So any sort of 1 hour demand here, but really at any point again, we have 4 hour demand below at 44.47. Could still see that. Could still see that move off that zone right there. The demand zone strategy, right? As long as you've tested it out, we do have this 1 hour supply right here that we could certainly see a move off of at 44.69. We've got the move off the 1 hour demand. We have 1 hour supply above, so we could still see a move off of that zone at 1.07 as well. I think that what we are seeing is a potential pullback on the weekly chart. So now we could look for those shorts to trade the counter trend move. I think it's fine. So we have 4-hour supply, 1-hour supply. We do have the supply above, but it hasn't really been tested yet. I mean, we do have this supply, but this is just a very, very used up area. I'll zoom out in a second, but we could see a move off that 50-minute supply zone. That's kind of your day trade. If you think gold's going to continue to go down, it's risky with that weekly demand and control, let me tell you. But we could look for shorts off of this 1-hour supply zone at 1872. Same idea. We could be looking for those confirmation longs. Kind of got the 4-hour zone down below at 0.80. That would be your trade right there. It's a little aggressive, but we could see a move off the zone for sure at 43.49. So that's the nearest 1-hour zone. Could be a good area to look for day trading longs in as well. So we could just be pulling back to react off this 1-hour demand like this at 83.38. So we could be looking for longs off that demand zone. It's pretty much the only thing. Leaving us with 1-hour demand zones here, we could see moves off of these demand levels here. So we need to be definitely keeping an eye out. So if we do pull back down here, that could be our move off of that 5-minute demand zone. The closest pullback I see is to 4-hour demand at 1.36. So if we do react off the daily supply above, this is where I think we will be pushing off of to the upside if we do pull back to that 4-hour demand zone. We did get some sort of confirmation here in the 1-hour chart by removing this downward trend line. So this is our 1-hour demand zone here at 0.89. We could see a move from demand to supply at 0.89. That's really the only 1-hour zone I see. You really just want to wait for pullbacks down to this demand at 1956. I think this is a decent 1-hour area of demand that we could see a move off of on gold. And if pretty nice 1-hour downtrend, I still like these two supply zones. I definitely like the one a little bit above at 84.79 better. But at the end of the day, these are two decent little 1-hour supply zones that we could see moves off of. But remember, like I said, outside, if you think we're going to go down to daily demand, you want to trade that move, we could really be looking for shorts off of any two of these supply zones on gold at 1990 and 2001. Natural gas, we earned this 4-hour demand. The problem with this 4-hour demand is I'm kind of expecting it to hold, but the problem is now the time of day we could kind of break it. But again, I think we could still see some move to supply, even if we kind of there's so many like little rally-based rally areas here. We could kind of see something like this still on natural gas. But at the end of the day, we really just want to wait for pullbacks to like 1962. We could look for short trades off of that. That's like out up to the upside to this pretty high quality 4-hour supply at 0.90. So we could see a move off that supply zone. This is a very good supply zone on the 4-hour chart as far as how it looks. So see this zone at 1.08. So we could see a move off of that 1-hour zone right there on the euro. And that'd be a continuation move. Who the demand zone is looking for a 50-minute confirmation to the upside. And obviously, if we pull back down to this demand at 1966, that'll be a potential long area too on the 1-hour chart here on gold. All signs really are pointing to the downside, but that doesn't mean we won't get some sort of rally first, right? But overall, I think we could continue to go down. But we have essentially broken momentum here. So that has left us with demand down below here. So on the euro, if we do pull back down to this demand zone, I think it's decent to look for longs there. We could get a pullback down to 4-hour demand at 1.08, which we can then look for longs. So, if you're
So there you have it, all of the winning trades from this past year. And if you guys want to join the Diamond membership now for the rest of the year, you guys can. Links in the description down below. We'll be happy to see you guys join the team and, become part of a group for 2024. All right, guys, take care.